Welcome back to another video in the high school wrestling rule video series. Like I say in almost every video, my name hasn't changed. I'm still Alex Green, thank God. And I hope you're doing well. Hope you're learning a lot from the high school wrestling rule video series. This video, as you saw by the thumbnail and the link, this is on the different type of coaches that you will encounter. Now I picked out 5, and I know there's maybe more, but to me, these are the most common types of coaches that are around the sport of wrestling that we as officials will see. And this necessarily isn't a rule video other than to tell you to watch for your coach misconduct, watch for your unsportsmanlike and your flagrant if the situation dictates. But this is mainly from these 5, there's subgenres of different type of coaches you'll meet, or maybe he does a little bit of both, or maybe you combine these 3 and you get into one. I get it. But in my opinion, these are the most common type of wrestling coaches that you'll see. And just so everybody knows, the color, there is a very famous actor in this video. I'm not going to say it's me, but it may or may not be me. Probably may likely be me. But it's very tough to get him. I had to book him a year in advance to get him to come to my house and film this. So thank you, professional actor. The colors are random. I needed to have my actor wear different color shirts to kind of get the point across of different coaches to represent a different team. Now, they are not making fun of anybody. These are simply just having fun. And if it does offend you, I'm sorry, but I'm not attaching any names, any schools. The colors are strictly just coincidental. I did not plan, this coach is from this school, or this coach, this coach is with a blue team, I'm going to wear a blue shirt and act like he does. That's not what I done. I just selected 5 random colors out of my closet and said, okay, these are the 5 coaches I wanted to do, and there you have it. So there's my little disclaimer. But I hope you enjoy it, and at the end of it, I'm going to kind of walk you through a little bit and give you what you watched, what you saw, and go from there. But anyways, like, share, and subscribe. Tell somebody about the channel. Let's do this. Come on! Run it! Hold him! Use it! Run it! Use it! Hold him! Hold him! Run it! Use it! Hold him! Run it! Use it! Come on! You know this! Hold him! Run it! Use it! Hold him! Run it! Use it! The good old backwards hat, I know 3 generic coach sayings: run it, use it, and hold him. I applaud you, sir. Excuse me. I want to see the head official. I want a conference with the head official. I need to see the head official. I'm not moving until I see the head official. I want to see the head official. I want to talk to the commissioner. I want to see the head official. Nope, head official. La 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 la, I want to see the head official. I want to see the head official. La la la, I can't hear you. La la la. The coach that thinks he knows everything and always wants to talk to the head official, or always wants to talk to the commissioner of the athletic association. All right, now refs, officials, this is one we do need to talk about just for a second. If you are the head official at a tournament or a duel or whatever, and you may be working with some newer officials, or maybe even some veteran refs, they may have more time than you. Whatever, you just may be from that region, and by the way your association has it, if you're from that region, you may be the head official. Whatever the case is, you're at a meet and a coach wants to talk to the head official. He may have a problem, an existing issue from 5 years ago, 10, 20 years ago, maybe even back from the Lyndon B. Johnson presidential administration. I don't know. But we just got to, for the sake of this video, say that there is an issue between a coach and an official. And the coach wants to speak to the head official or the commissioner of the association. We have to honor that. Okay, sir, coach, what is your complaint? Ma'am, what is going on here? And if the only thing they could say is, this ref's terrible, this ref's terrible, this ref is the worst, and Stevie Wonder could have seen that call. Ray Charles has better sight than he does. Okay, Coach, why don't you want this ref on your mat? Why don't you want him to do any of your matches? Well, he's terrible. She's terrible. No good. Well, I want to need a better reason than that. Well, I'm going to take my team and leave. Well, that's up to you, Coach. If you want to take your team, go home, fine. I don't care. I'm going to get paid my usual rate anyway. So go ahead, go home. That's less matches I got to do. But if there's a legitimate gripe, and I have excused myself from some matches with, the sport of wrestling, you get to know it, especially in an area like where I'm from, in a smaller area, probably even in, I'm going to say bigger cities, but bigger population areas. Most of the time you're seeing the same teams 3, 4, 5 times a year, sometimes more. You know the coaches. You may have even wrestled with them, officiated with them, against them. But you pretty much will know who they are, unless it's somebody just new to the scene. If there is a situation with a wrestler or a coach or a team that you have an affiliation with, that either like you're related to, you've had dealings with in the past, maybe you and their dad or somebody, brother, got in a fight back in God knows when, and you don't like each other, just excuse yourself from that. Say, hey, I'd rather not do this match. Or, there's history here. Or you might, like I said, you might be related. It might be your little cousin. It might be somebody you gave a private lesson to at your house. You may have dated their mom in the past or whatever, dated their sister or have a relation like that. I get it. There's a million different factors that are variables that could go into this. But if you are pulled off of a mat, don't take it personal. God knows I have. Matter of fact, it happened to me at a regional tournament and this past state tournament, the 2020 KHSAA state wrestling tournament. There was a team that said, we don't want this ref on our mat anymore. I said, okay, that's one less team I got to worry about. So it's not a big deal. Life's going to go on. Now, if you're the only ref there and they say we don't want you, well, I don't know what to tell them. You can either let me officiate it or you can go home. It's that simple. If there's none other referee in the building, either let me officiate it or we all go home. I don't care. I got my check, and if you're going to be that way, then I can be that way. But just use your brain on certain things and have the integrity to step back and say, hey, I'd really rather not do this match. But there are going to be coaches, no matter how good of a job you do, they're going to want to see the head official. They're going to want to call the commissioner's office on the next day. They're going to want to send video. I'm sending the video to the commit. Send it. Make sure he likes it. Make sure he shares and subscribes to my channel. That would be really great if he did. You're going to have those type of coaches. Nothing you can do about it. And especially if you do get asked to be pulled off of a mat, don't take it the wrong way. Just go on about your life. It's part of the business. He's stalling! He's not wrestling! Make him wrestle! Stalling! Come on, stalling! That's 1 point, stalling! Make him look at that, he's on the hips, he ain't even shot! He's backing out of the circle! He's stalling! Oh, the good old he's stalling coach. Thing about stalling is, which I have a video on it. If you've not seen it already, go back and watch it in the archives. It's a very good video. Very in-depth on stalling and how to look for stalling. If you don't know what stalling is, go back and watch it. If you think you know what stalling is, go back and watch it, because chances are you probably don't. If you're yelling it all the time, you probably don't know what stalling is. Now, here's my spiel on the coaches calling stalling. Don't let a coach influence you into calling stalling. If you think that both wrestlers are stalling, then hit them. If you think one wrestler is stalling, hit them for stalling. Call it. Don't be afraid to call it. But don't let a coach sit over, he's stalling! Stalling! Or don't let the fans in the bleachers influence your call. If you think he's stalling, call it. Or she's stalling, call it. But don't let a coach, assistant coach, the fans, other wrestlers, whatever the case is, influence you into making a stall call. That is not a good way to officiate. You need to have earmuffs on. You need to have like those protective earmuffs that for like when you go to a gun range or like a heavy equipment site. Just put those things on and just drown the world out. If you see it, call it. If you don't see it, then don't call it. Run the half! Run it! Come on! Get out there! Come on! Run it! Run it! Come on! Run it! We've all seen the coach or coaches that likes to put their body English into it thinking it's going to help. And it may help, you know, a little bit of extra oomph whenever you got a coach almost standing on their head trying to run a move for a kid. I get it. But as long as they don't come in past the 5-foot boundary of where it should be marked with like a tape, or like the rug should be down between the 28-foot circle and the coach's corner, or if they're on a dual meet where they're on the bench, if they're up, they stand up and they're trying to turn their body into it to make them run that half a little bit harder or work that 3/4 a little bit harder. There's nothing wrong with that. Just, pay attention to the match. You might get a glimpse and get a good laugh out of it, but other than that, there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. Just, hey coach, let's go, have a seat if they're coming out close to you. Other than that, not much you can do. Red, your choice. Up, down, neutral, defer. The coach with no emotion. You see him over there, or he or she in the corner, arms crossed, barely making a movement, barely saying anything. Straight ahead, look at them, coach. You're up, down, neutral, defer. They give you the most generic hand sign possible. Not even like a movement sometimes. Not much you can do there. As an official, if they're giving you a hand sign or whatever, then let's go with it. If they're, they say too much, then we got a problem. If they're using profanity or talking about you personally, calling you, everything but a child of God, then we got a problem. But if they're over sitting there being quiet, the quieter a coach is, the better. Maybe not necessarily the better job you're doing, but the better for you. That way, that's one less person you got to hear. So there you have it. Another little video, high school wrestling rules, different type of coaches you'll encounter. And I'm sure comments will blow up of, well, this coach from this. Don't put anybody's name in the comments, any schools. Just this coach, I know, blah. Don't use, I'll have to delete any name, any coach's names or any schools or anything like that, or any identifying characteristics, because I don't want my channel to be, copyright struck or have a bullying claim. Only if YouTube does that, but I can just see somebody, oh, he's talking about me on this YouTube channel thing. Don't put me through that. I'll delete it. Leave me a comment, but don't put anybody's name or school or state or anything like that. Just general comments. Also, give me a thumbs up. I need some thumbs up from you guys. I know a lot of people are watching the videos. My numbers are exploding through the roof, and I greatly appreciate it. My watch time's growing. My subscribers are growing. My retention time everything is getting bigger. So I greatly appreciate it. So if you would drop me a big thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Tell somebody about the channel. And hope you enjoyed my professional acting abilities. I'm sure some of you may have got a laugh out of it. Some of you are associating coaches that you know or have seen to the way I'm portraying them in this. Like I said, don't leave anybody's name or school or anything like that. But if you know where I'm coming from, or you've seen the coach, leave me a comment, drop me a thumbs up, and we got more to come. I got 2 or 3 videos coming that I'm really thinking you guys are going to like. So been planning them for a long time. Hope you're going to enjoy them whenever they come out. But that's all I got for you guys. And as always, we'll see you on the mats.